escapades. I want to start off by introducing my players. First up, I have Tazarath, who is played by
Cerulean here, and Tazrath, as always, is an evil tiefling.
Paladin. Next up, we
Ah,
have twin characters, Snake and the Fixer-Upper, played by
Ryanaga, and Snake is a Yuan-Ti sorcerer, naturally of the Draconic Path. Fixer-Upper is a half-orc war priest.
Okay. And next we have Melrath, played by
Stormy827, and Melrath is a Dwarven Eldritch Knight.
Indeed. And last but far from least, we have Bob, played by
not Bob, and Bob is a what is he? Sorry, it's been a long day. Tiefling warlock who is following the Great Old One.
Right, we were just talking about that. So, our recap from last time. Um, Last time, as I remember it, the party. Where's my map? Nope, that's not it. The party had descended into the Whirlstone tunnels, and you guys have been following around Droki for like an actual age. And so, oh, let me also share this because not everyone might be able to see it. Clicky. There we go. You guys have been following him around through a very winding path, and you'd finally decided that you had enough. You confronted Droki at the door, and once you had done so, you had decided that you were going to try to um, take him out and steal his stuff. And you started a fight while tiny right in front of a door leading someplace else. And I think the fight hinted or gave everyone else a hint that you guys were out here. And is that how that went? I think that's how that went.
Mostly.
Mostly.
I don't remember if one of them ran off or not. I know that.
Yes. In fact, there's an arrow on the map right now. One of the Darrow, they were Darrow, yes, Darrow, has actually escaped further back into the passage. Um, you saw him leaving, but nobody has followed up on him. You've also killed everyone else. Droki, I believe, is dead. Maybe.
I think Droki's unconscious in the top part of the course.
Yeah.
We did not kill him.
Okay.
We're going to.
Oh. Okay.
Make some furniture.
Um. Oh, let me also remove Squiggle here. Squiggle's dead. There we go. Okay, so at the present moment, you've killed all but one of the Darrow, who's run back into the passageway from which he came, and Droki is unconscious for the moment, but he's kind of groaning and rolling around on the ground.
Quickly. Didn't someone want his boots too? Yeah, kill him before he gets.
Are you going to do that, Cerulean?
Gonna do my best to.
Okay. Well, then I'm just not going to stop you. Like he's incapacitated. I will essentially allow this to be a coup de grace. That doesn't actually exist in this edition. It did in the last edition, but for the sake of expediency.
Oh, hold on for a sec. We're refresh me if I'm wrong, but had we planned to kill him? I mean, I don't mind. I just
Can't remember what we'd agreed to.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was something that happened off screen.
It's been 2 weeks. I think it was mostly that we planned. I actually can't remember.
Well, here's the information that I can tell you that is probably relevant here. Erida had sent you to find him, find out what he was up to, come back with proof. Now, you can come back with a live Droki or a dead Droki. She kind of doesn't care. But you do need to have like incontrovertible proof. So if part of that is like Droki needs to be able to tell his story, then bring that. But if he has like something on him that proves what he was up to and that it was something that she needs to be worried about and or involved in, then there you go. Does that help?
So really, we need a little more than just a corpse.
Yeah, you need some like
Hmm.
you haven't searched his body yet. That could be a place to start. You could always kill him afterwards, but
Yeah, why don't you go do that, Serlin?
All right. Absolute first thing I'm doing is getting those friggin' boots of speed off him so he can't run.
okay. So give me just a second, because there's a specific entry for Droki, and I think I found it. Uh, uh-huh. Okay. Uh, okay. Would you like me to just give you the list of things when you rummage through his belongings?
Sure.
Okay. So you remove his boots. His boots are actually a bit large for him, and so as a result, he has used a cloth rope to tie them to his feet so that they won't just fall off and he walks out of them. Um, Droki has a satchel, and it's made of stitched dark mantle hide. Dark mantle are, well, actually, I suppose I could bring up a nice picture for everybody. Give me just a second. Monster manual, NPCs here. There they are. And other image. There you go. Very handsome. That's a dark
Floating
mantle.
squids.
Yeah. Um, anyways, they're native to the Underdark, and he has made a satchel out of one, mostly by sort of scooping it out. Anyways, inside of the satchel are. Oh, let me also go to inventory. On the party sheet, I'm going to drop it in, but I'm still going to read everything. You find 1 gold piece and 10 silver pieces. You find a spell scroll of sea invisibility. You find 2 potions of healing. You find a worthless collection of dead vermin, such as spiders, centipedes, and beetles, in various states of decomposition. You find pages of lizard skin parchment held together between 2 leather covers from 2 different books. The pages are full of mad scribbles and arcane formulas. You might be able to glean something from them if you take some time studying them, but that's not for certain right now. And so, in addition to which, you find a strange lump of black metal, um, which doesn't seem to have any particular notation with it. You also find a scroll in a copper tube and 4 small pouches containing, it looks like toenails and skin flecks. And the pouches are very carefully labeled. They each have a different name, and the scroll contains a list of names matching those on the tags, together with descriptions. One of the names is a name you recognize, Dorhoon, with a description corresponding to Stone Speaker Haram's apprentice. The rest of the names belong to other stone giants in Clan Cairngorm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep, that looks like it. So, let's see here. Does anyone want a potion of healing?
Sure.
Okay. Since no one else was forthcoming on that, I'll just assign the other one to Will, because he hasn't been here to receive them prior. I think, let me check something. Actions. Wait a minute. Why can I not see? Oh, here we go. Okay, Will does not have that, so I'm sure that he would want the scroll. Boop. And I'll just assign him the mad scribblings as well, because, again,
Give him the toenails too.
that I will do. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. 1, I'm going to call this Droki Stone Giant Detritus.
Detritus?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. There's an extra T in there. And I will assign that to Bob. There we go.
What is it?
It's a collection of skin flecks and toenail clippings.
No, I don't want to.
Congratulations.
So now you have that. Based on that, do you guys think that you have enough evidence of what Droki has been up to?
Can we I don't know. Roll insight or something, because like I can't really remember much interaction on that, so I don't know if that constitutes the threshold of proof we need. I mean, you mentioned the stone giant stuff.
There's a handful of coins that are left over, remainder.
Oh, so there are. Chris, would you go ahead and just add those to your list, and I will delete them.
Yep.
Anyways, if someone came up to you with evidence of wrongdoing and brought you a satchel with carefully labeled skin flecks and toenail clippings, would you take it as a police officer?
I would be grossed out, frankly.
Yes. Yes, I think that's fair. You might not have enough information to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Should we interrogate him?
We interrogated him a bunch already. I'm sick
That's
of talking to
true.
Droki.
I'm so sick of this character, and God.
Okay. So what else I would probably bring up then is scroll out a little bit. Because it's been 2 weeks and I don't expect you guys to remember, he had said that he was trying to make a delivery to a place that was. Give me just a second. Where are my pointers? There we go. I've drawn an arrow on the map. If you head down that passageway, I believe he said the next right would lead you towards the people that he was making a delivery to. And considering that the only thing that he's either delivering the collection of dead vermin or the lizard skin parchment, the lump of black metal, or the copper tube. Like those are the things that he might be delivering, but none of them are so well labeled that you would know for certain.
Okay.
Well, if we're going to go in there, let's, before we go, not bring those items with and leave them in miniature form in a crevice or something.
Okay.
Why? I don't understand why.
Well, we don't want to deliver those ingredients to the bad guy. You know what I mean?
But we might be able to surprise them if we. Well, I don't know if he'd buy the story that, oh yeah, well, we just killed this guy because he was being annoying and we wanted the loot or whatever. So, yeah.
Like trying to bluff our way in wouldn't really work without Droki's help, and he's A, uncooperative, and B, crazy. So.
I mean, you could always go in there and murder everyone and then sift through the remainder.
That's kind of what.
So that's what you're advocating?
Yeah, let's just go murder hobo for once.
That sounds like an evil paladin to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it gets us out of chasing around this guy, I'm all for it at this point.
Oh yeah, I wasn't about to suggest we talk to him again. So
yeah.
Okay.
Hog tie the little bugger.
So at this stage, you're gonna leave him alive then, because one doesn't hog tie dead people, generally speaking, unless they're cannibals.
Are you calling us cannibals?
I'm waiting to see if that is the descriptor that needs to be attached to this party.
we were running low on food and water last time I checked.
Well, he might feed you for a good 3 or 4 days. He's got some chubby little thighs.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh, gross. Anyways. Oh, I made myself queasy. Are you killing him or not? I know what to do. I know how to get participation out of you guys. There's one simple command that never fails. Checkmark to kill, X to let live.
Are those all the options?
Yeah, those are the options. It's a binary choice, unfortunately.
Who wants to let him live? I just don't understand what the point is at this point.
Ooh. Oh, I thought we had a hung jury here for a second.
This is a non unanimous. Is it? No.
Yeah, it's not unanimous, but
It's whatever. I had changed my mind, but you've outvoted me, so whatever. We
That's
kill him.
anonymous.
Well, I mean, you were the one that suggested killing him just like 3 minutes ago. So
You were
I
literally the first voice to kill him. Yes, that's true. Sorry. You changed your mind because.
yeah, explain yourself.
Mostly so that we have additional evidence what we say.
Oh,
But-
okay. Yeah, that's fair. You know, the silly part is that, like, you could tie him up with rope, feed him a mushroom, stick him in your pocket, and take him back with you.
Let's do that.
Okay, yeah. As long as I don't have to carry him around.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, because at
fine
this
either
point,
way.
unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you this, he's in his hat, his underwear, and nothing else.
Ugh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, do we have a jar?
Wait. In my inventory is a small glass jar.
He has a
Oh.
small poke holes in the top at least.
No. I mean,
Okay, so
I'll think about it.
it sounds like we have a solution. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm creating a new item. Droki
Mini
in
Droki.
a bottle.
All right, Christina.
It looks like Bob is responsible.
Oh.
Items distributed to the party.
So, do you want to get rid of the small glass jar then, or how do I do that?
No, because I don't want to forget that that you're supposed to have one for later, just in case it
Oh.
becomes relevant again. We'll consider it reusable.
I'm a Droki in a bottle, baby.
Okay, so now I've deleted Droki. So at this point, now that we've taken care of Droki, we've stripped him of all of his worldly possessions aside from his hat and his underwear. There are really just two things left to do here. Well, actually, I'm sorry, three. Option one: go directly to the place that he mentioned he was dropping these things off. Go murder Hobo. See what happens when the dust settles. Option two: try to figure out what happened to that Darrow that wandered off and, might or might not cause problems for you later. Or option three, wander around the entire caverns exploring every nook and cranny until you guys come to some sort of conclusion.
How long does the find invisibility last?
Oh, see invisibility? Good question.
Yeah.
Let me go look it up.
Because the Darrow went invisible, didn't it? Or...
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm uncertain what the status of that Darrow is. He had the capability to do so, but I seem to remember you guys seeing him run off.
All right.
So anyway, sorry. So see invisibility is a duration of 1 hour. Whoever reads the spell scroll can see invisible objects as if they were visible.
Okay.
You can also see into the ethereal plane for some reason.
Hmm.
But it
Odd.
also only affects like one person. It doesn't make the party able to see all invisible creatures.
All right, so we have that in case he does go invisible, so that's nice.
And actually, I'm gonna do us a favor here, and I'm just gonna add it because like I know that if Will had the option, he would just add this to his spell book. So I'm just gonna give it to him and not be a dick about it. That way we can delete the spell scroll and he won't lose access to the spell. So it's also super important because it's a divination spell and that's his wizardly focus. So moving right along, we've done all that stuff. So dude ran off, and yeah. So there's one last thing that I'm literally just now noticing. Ront is in death saving throws, or probably stabilized, but
yeah, I spared the dying on him.
Okay. So are you guys gonna leave him there, or?
I will. Let's see what I have available. Or what do you have
used
available?
up most of your heal. I've still got 10 points of lay on hands, but I don't know. Not sure I want to use all of it on him, but...
Well, there's one thing that I would point out to you guys, and mostly because I want Brett to get into the habit of thinking about this. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on just 1 second. It literally doesn't say, I'm so sorry, there's no way you could have known this. Let me retract my original statement. I would like to inform you about a property of prayer of healing that is not listed in this book, or in this character sheet, spell list, whatever. In D&D, there are now spells called rituals. You can cast a ritual without using a spell slot by consuming a total of 10 minutes instead of I'm sorry. Let me restate. You can
Oh, that's
cast
why it
certain.
says 10 minutes. Okay.
Yes. Well, that's also mostly so that you know that there is no way you're casting it in combat. Um, what I had meant to say was you can cast it for its casting time as a ritual without using a spell slot, and you just say,
Ooh.
"I'm casting it as a ritual." Now, the other restriction is that you can only do this like this particular spell like once per short rest. And so, yeah. And then the 10 minutes thing I thought was unique to rituals, but that's just a property of Prayer of Healing. So you guys can restore for free. What is this? 2d8 plus your spell casting modifier. Um, and
But it's
so,
only once a short rest, so that's something to keep in mind. Okay.
yeah. And again, it should have a descriptor on it that says ritual, but that's not an
It
option.
doesn't.
Right. So here's what I'm going to do for the sake of this. You can heal up to 6 people.
hmm
Technically, Snake and Ront are the only people that have taken any damage or still have damage persistent on them. So you can just cast it for free. I'll target both of those characters by the Fixer Upper, and it'll just apply it automatically. So Snake and Ront. So just click Cast.
Oh, all right. I just don't know if I should I use it now if there's only 2 people.
That's up to you, but it would
Hmm.
be like 2d8 would if you hit what do you have to hit? Your score is +4, so 15. You'd have to hit an 11 on 2d8 in order to max heal both characters.
I'm just wondering if maybe saving it's better. I don't know. Um.
It is
Well,
meant to
okay.
be used in between combat, so
All right. All right. I'll cast it.
go for it.
You convinced me.
Marvelous. Cool. So Ront is actually in great condition now. He's very much healed up. He only has 3 hit points missing. Snake only has 1 hit point missing. So everybody is shored up for the next stage of the adventure. So here's what we're gonna
Should,
do. I'm gonna
should
do
I use
another.
my lay on hands to finish healing?
I don't know. I doubt it's really gonna come down to a 1 hit point difference or a 3 hit point difference.
Uh, normally I would agree, but something's telling me I should. So I will lay on hands on Ron for 3.
Okay. There. All taken care of. So here's what I'm gonna do. Here's the vote command. If you want to explore the entire cavern and see what you find, make no check mark or X mark. If you want to go to Droki's delivery location, that's a check mark. And if you want to try to go figure out what happened to that Darrow that ran off, that's an X mark.
Didn't you say the first one was an X?
The first one is blank. If you want to explore the caverns, just leave it blank and tell us you voted.
Gotcha.
X is to deal with the errant Darrow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay. Has everyone voted?
Yep.
Okay. Then it looks like you guys are probably going to be pursuing the Darrow since that got the most votes. Is that fair?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So let's see what we got here. There is I'm going to mask mode like that. So
My mask.
there's a direction up to the north, and then there's a direction off to the east. We're going to use Will's bat token. Place this bat token either north or east, and I'll have you guys explore that area.
Opinions or
Well, we wanted to do where the
Yeah,
Darrow went, right?
yeah, I don't remember where he was last seen.
I did the arrow,
There's an arrow.
but at
The
the same
arrow.
but at the
Okay.
same time, if you okay, so we will do that then. I will grab this. I'm just pre-reading to make sure they don't mention any of the. Okay, good. The smell of rot is strong in this room, and it's coming from a large depression in the center where dozens of fungi of many species grow. A barrel-shaped copper tub sits at the edge of the pit. Attached to the tank is a tall copper pipe that arcs over the pit, and crates line one wall. Let's see here. So, again, I'm going to use this bat to represent the party. Go like that.
Okay.
There we go.
Do we recognize what fungi?
I'll get to that in just a second. Okay. First of all, this fungi pit, which... Wait a minute. Let me check something real quick. Oh, okay. This is going to be a little weird for you guys. But it turns out that all of this is in much greater detail shown here. So I'm just going to go like this and like this. There we go. And I'll go like that as well because you guys didn't explore there. And now if you will follow the bat, move the bat down to here and then look south on your map. And there's a much greater detailed map of this area. So the pit that you can now see is 5 foot deep. You can also see that there's a crack in the east wall that leads from the floor of the pit off into some other location. The crates are kind of along the northern wall, and the kind of orangey things are those copper tanks that I mentioned. The fungi that you see here, you recognize that there are some of those big, wide cap mushrooms that make you big, and then there are the tall, thin-capped mushrooms that make you small. There's a variety of other mushrooms here. However, you actually don't know what they are. If you guys want to try to identify the mushrooms that are here, feel free to roll me some nature checks, and I'll let you know if anybody gets a high enough score to identify stuff. Not Kazareth.
Not that one.
Oh, apparently Melrath is very well versed in his fungi today. Ooh, okay.
He did a lot of mushrooms in college.
So,
I knew seeing music would pay off.
So you find that there are a great variety of mushrooms here. First one you find is Beryl Stock. Beryl Stock is a large cask-shaped fungus that can be tapped and drained of the fresh water stored within. A single one of these things contains 1d4 plus 4 gallons of water, and the flesh can be yields 1d6 plus 4 pounds of food. So these things are actually pretty vital as far as like farming and edibility goes.
Yeah, I bet.
They taste kind of like oatmeal. You also find a lot of blue cap. Generally known, blue cap is considered to be the grain of the Underdark. It's inedible just as a mushroom, but its spores can be ground to make a nutritious but bland flour. And the bread from blue cap flour is known as spore bread or blue bread, and one loaf is equivalent to 1 pound of food in terms of like what it feeds you for. You also find that there is not that. Let me see here. A mushroom, Trillimac, a mushroom that grows to the height of 4 or 5 feet. It has a broad gray-green cap and a light gray stalk. The cap's leathery surface can be cut and cleaned for use in making maps or hats or scrolls because its surface just really absorbs the ink well. The stalk can be used to provide food, 1d6 plus 4 pounds of food.
How does it taste?
Trillimac. It's so funny you mentioned that. It is described as tasting like feet.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Well, we can feed it to Droki.
I'm sure Trillimac is a favorite of his. Now, interestingly enough, you do end up finding a really exotic and kind of rare fungi, but not very much of it. It's called Nilhog's Nose. It's a small mushroom that grants any creature that eats it advantage on perception checks based on smell for 1d4 hours.
Hmm.
But the creature also suffers any disadvantage on saving throws based on the effect of smell for that amount of time. So if someone does like a noxious gas cloud or cloud of kill cloud, what is that spell called?
Cloud call?
I don't think that's it. Give me a second here. I'll just
Stinking cloud?
stinking cloud was the first one I was thinking of.
Oh.
Cloud kill spell.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, cloud
Yeah,
kill.
it is cloud kill.
That would be real bad to have
Yeah.
Nidhogg's nose in effect for. So there's that. Let me see here. So I got that. Oh, ripple bark. Ripple bark is a shelf-like fungus that resembles a mass of rotting flesh. It's surprisingly edible. Though it can be eaten raw, it tastes much better roasted. It tastes an awful lot like walnuts, actually. And that's a weird way to do it. A single sheet yields 1d4 plus 6 food. So I got those. I'm scrolling down. You find another exotic fungi, torch stalk. A 1 to 2 foot tall mushroom with a combustible cap. A single torch stalk burns for 24 hours once lit. There is a 1 in 6 chance that a torch stalk explodes when lit, bursting into a cloud of fiery spores, and creatures within 10 feet of an exploding torch stalk can take some fire damage, about 1d6. And then, let me see here, where is... Aha! Another exotic fungi was found. It's called Tim Mask. It is known as the Devil's Mushroom. A Timask is a 2 foot tall toadstool with orange and red stripes across a beige cap. Uprooting or destroying Timask causes it to expel a 15-foot radius cloud of poisonous spores, and creatures in the area must succeed on a Constitution saving throw DC 14 or be poisoned. While poisoned in this way, the creature is under the effect of a confusion spell with a duration of 1 minute. When the spell effect ends, the poison condition also ends.
Hmm.
And last but not least, you guys have finally identified the short and tall mushrooms. The mushrooms that make you grow are called bigwigs, and the tiny mushrooms, the ones with the thin caps, are called pygmyworts. So, uh, it looks like, according to the way that everything's been set up, um, they have been growing a very excellent selection of fungi. Now, some of it is very clearly, or actually most of it, in fact, is very clearly meant to be like a food source.
Mhm.
But at the same time, the presence of Timask, Nidhogg's nose, and torch stalks, those are fairly rare fungi throughout the Underdark. So the fact that they've been cultivated here and they have this spigot, which keeps the area moist so they can grow, is something of note.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. There is also one additional final piece of information, but it's not relevant. So I'll tell you
Okay.
anyways. Sorry.
That's fine.
A character proficient and equipped with a poisoner's kit can also collect some doses of poison from the mushroom pit. This only really applies if a rogue character took the assassin background,
Mm.
or sorry, assassin path instead of thief. So, anyways.
Oh well.
I don't know. I find it interesting, if it weren't for the whole seeing in the dark thing, I'd want to live down in the Undercommon. Some really cool stuff down there.
I know, right? Just stay
Yeah.
away from those torch stalks.
I'm interested in the food that tastes like feet, personally.
Yeah, we'll get some Trillimac for you. It looks like undead flesh and it tastes like feet.
Mm.
Ah, delicious. Anyways, so that's what you end up finding in this particular location. Now, you can see that due to the haste with which um, the Darrow made it through, he went down into this pit, and it looks like he squeezed into the wall. And I tried to make an arrow. I don't know if it's really showing well enough, but you guys can see it, I hope.
Sort of, kind of.
Okay, then here's what I'm going to do. Drawing, clear the drawing, and then I'm going to make a pointer. This should be a lot easier to see. He went that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
So my thinking is we don't need to follow him so much as we need to just block him. Is any of that stone loose enough for me to work with mold earth?
Actually, the ability to mold earth might just be enough for you to essentially cause a cave-in over the crack. Does that make sense?
I caught most of
I think that you can use mold earth to essentially cause a cave-in. Not a substantial one that will crush everyone here, but one that will cover the crack.
I'm only getting half of it.
Okay, I'm going to type it.
Thank you.
But what language is he going to type it in?
Oh, I should have typed it in one that only Chris could understand.
Infernal or something.
Yeah, something. What do you think?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So then we will do exactly that. Chris, hold
Lock him into a stone prison for life.
hopefully that crack leads somewhere.
Yeah, otherwise.
There'll be a dead, starved Darrow back there. That someone
Poor
will
guy.
discover someday. I wonder what happened to him. Anyways, you cause the cave in, and I'm just gonna roll a little dice here, and oh, okay. So as the stones
We're just
coming down from the ceiling, you realize that you don't really have much in the way of control of where exactly all of those stones land, and they do cover the crack, but several of them fall remarkably close to the Timasks that would cause a very large poisonous cloud.
Uh-oh.
Fortunately for you, the number that I rolled did not indicate that any of them were hit. So, everybody lives, and we get to continue the adventure.
Whew,
Good job.
crisis averted.
Let's see here.
Yay.
He just wants to even the score and get all of us to lose a character as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
sounds
pretty much.
appropriate.
Yeah.
It's like me with the dynamite in
Oh, yeah. Don't bring that up.
Oh, that dynamite. So you cause that small cave in, and the fixer-upper could swear that he hears some sort of clattering noise on the other side of the crack, but it's pretty faint, especially over the noise of like stones clattering around because it's still settling a little bit. But considering how well covered over that crack is now, anything wanting to go through there would probably have to go around. So yeah, maybe that clattering the noise is the horrible sound of a Darrow realizing that he's trapped himself in a dead end.
So he's just trying to run into the wall and knock himself out.
Who knows? It's hard to say, but we can imagine that.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you guys want to investigate the Northern Passage, I will lead you guys out of here and on to something else.
I'm assuming we grabbed a whole bunch of harvestable shrooms and such.
Oh, you know what? That's a fair point. Let me go to inventory.
Feet or oatmeal, you pick.
Well, I mean, do you guys want to take the time to make some bread?
Blue bread? Blue bread sounds pretty cool.
There's a fair amount of blue caps.
We can make bread?
Yeah, you can make bread. Blue bread, very specifically. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll some dice real quick. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. 4. Oh, good.
Chris sets off an explosion.
My evil planet.
Okay.
He's a Cylon.
So good news. Spending the time going through this and trying to harvest everything carefully as you can, and now knowing what to harvest and not to harvest, you guys end up accumulating 2 weeks worth of food.
Not bad.
Not at all, which I'm going to assign to Melrath.
Now, how much of the food tastes like oatmeal, and how much of the food tastes like feet?
You know what? We're gonna feed you to something here soon.
Yeah, a fair amount of it. And now that it's all mixed together in that pack,
Oh.
Jesus.
So it's blue oatmeal feet, basically. Okay.
You never know what you're gonna get.
every day is a mystery, and some of it may cross-contaminate. It's wonderful.
Feet
Anyways,
beer tastes better than feet bread. So
the only thing left to mention about this is that now that you guys have sort of tromped through and harvested the garden, there actually isn't an awful lot left here. So the garden is probably going to die off on its own. But that might also have been the case now that you killed the gardener. So, so the only
And there's
other
nothing in those crates.
well, nobody knows. Nobody investigated them.
Let's open the crates.
There we go. You guys are proper
Who's
looters
got
now.
a crowbar?
Let's see here. The crates are stacked about 5 feet high.
Can we roll to open the crates?
No need. I'm just trying to find. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, okay. So you guys, there's a crowbar that's actually leaned up against the crates, and you pry into the lids. Oh my
intimidating the crates fails.
I'm trying.
You end up finding that these things are packed to the brim with fungi, and they're all very carefully labeled and sorted
Oh, wow.
densely.
We hit the mother lode, guys. We're going to be rich.
Motherlode, you found 40 pounds of fungi.
Oh.
40 fucking pounds. So, yeah.
Good thing we got orcs that can, haul this stuff around, 40 pounds.
Just one orc.
Yeah, Ron.
Yeah, on a serious note, like this is something where it starts to get kind of difficult to like lug around. So, yeah, 40 pounds is a fair amount of weight to put on any one person.
Well, the orcs can split it, I guess. 2020.
You only have one orc that I'm aware of. Who's the other orc?
Well, Ron and Fixer Upper are both half orcs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or Melrath can just take 40. He volunteered.
Or we can. Tazarath can also split.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Bloop. You guys are now set for about a month and a half. That's how much fucking fungi you have here.
It comes down to how much feet taste you want, basically.
Yeah. Now, of course, you had to take everything out of the crates. You had to wrap it in, some sort of cloth, because you can't just wander around with crates strapped to Melrath's back as much as he might like. And so, yeah, it takes you a while, but you really load down his pack. And I just want to check something real quick. Yeah, absolutely. Let me check inventory here because I think it says. Okay, so Eric is currently carrying around 76 pounds on his back, and his maximum carry load is 300. So apparently,
he doesn't need an athletics check.
No, apparently not.
Now, do any of these finely labeled delicious shrooms have market value?
Yeah, but low. I mean, it's like if you're trying to sell a turnip.
Oh, wow, that's pretty low.
Yeah. Also, apparently, I had forgotten to put the weight on the 2 weeks worth of food. So, yeah, it's actually 125 pounds on Eric. Yeah, he's a workhorse.
He can handle it.
You can distribute some to me, but
okay. Well, actually, you have a kind of poor strength score, so not that much.
It's 13. It could be better.
So as
the orcs can take some, so it's whatever.
Yeah, you've got the distribution to carry it all. That's not an issue. So moving on, as you guys are packing everything up, and the fixer-upper is folding things, he suddenly becomes aware of a bubbling noise coming from the northern passageway that you guys hadn't explored yet.
Oh. can I roll to? Do I need to get a little closer to perceive a little more, or how's that work?
You would just have to go explore the northern section and see what's bubbling.
I can't like move here and then perceive.
Yeah, you can just look around the corner though.
Okay,
Okay.
there we
So
go.
I go like this, and then
So,
like
what kind of toil and trouble is going on?
that is the question. So, poking your head around the corner, this area is surprisingly clean and orderly, split into two levels connected by a ramp made of zirkwood planks. The upper level contains a fully furnished laboratory, while the lower level has two bunk beds, and the wall of the lower level is set with a closed door. Oh, I see. Okay, so you're on the upper level right now. That was what was unclear. So there's a door down there, and what was bubbling was that some alchemical equipment was set up to be distilling something, and there's a sort of equivalent of a Bunsen burner um,
Hmm.
working away at some alchemical liquid.
Hmm.
Let's figure out what it is.
Okay, let me see what I've got here.
Oh, there you go.
Holy shit. Um, I'm still going to use that, but I'm just going to call it investigation because what you're essentially doing is sort of digging through both the alchemical equipment and a work desk that is nearby. Um, Excellent. Okay, so I've got some investigation rolls. Actually, even though everything is very well organized, it takes you a while to sort of like pick up things, look at them, investigate them, try to check the label, then call over to the one person that can speak Dwarvish to translate. So all in all, it takes you about an hour to go through this entire thing. And here's what you find. Um, you find two herbalism kits. So if anyone has a healing skill and is trained in it, those are helpful. One poisoner's kit. What the fuck is the difference between 10 healers kits and 2 herbalism kits? I don't know, but that's what you find. There are some unlocked Zirkwood chests, so you open them. That requires an answer.
I missed the end of it. What was that?
There are two unlocked a single unlocked chest. Do you open it?
A single one. Hmm.
It's located near all of the bubbling equipment.
I agree with Malrath's statement of.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So you guys stand far back from the chest, a good 30 feet back. You open it up, and nothing happens except that now the chest is open. So you walk forward and you sort of cautiously look over the edge, and there is an incredibly well organized array of vials. You find I should actually roll that. You guys find a vial of acid, and you also find a vial of alchemist's fire. You find 2 potions of healing, 1 potion of greater healing, 1 potion of fire breath, and 1 potion of psychic resistance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let me just inventory, grab this, drop it here, and then 1 and 1. Okay, cool. So does anyone in particular want any of those things?
I'll grab one of the healing potions, one of the smaller ones,
Mm-hmm.
and
I think Fixer Upper should get the psychic resistance.
I heartily agree.
Okay. He's a bit of a fixer-upper. Okay.
Could I get the acid too?
I knew you were going to ask for that. Some people just like using acid.
Okay. Potion of fire breath. Oh,
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should that go to Snake, or is that redundant?
Well, he'll have acid breath, so.
Oh well, there you go.
Let's see. This potion's orange liquid flickers and smoke fills up the top of the container and wafts out whenever it is opened. After drinking this potion, you can use a bonus action to exhale fire at a target within 30 feet of you. It has to make a DC 13 Dex saving throw, and it takes 46 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. This effect ends after you exhale fire 3 times, or when 1 hour has passed. And I just want to reiterate for the potion of fire breath, this does not create like a cone of fire. It creates fire from you to one specific target. Okay.
So it's really a jet of fire.
Or like a spittle of fire that, you know, big old hakalubi of fire, yeah.
Dribble.
Yeah, a snake can take that because spewing acid and fire at the same time would be pretty cool.
It is indeed.
Same time.
Potion of greater healing. Who gets that?
I would think a frontliner.
I'll take it.
Oh yeah, okay, you take it.
Okay.
Yeah. Wasn't there a lesser one too?
Yeah.
Yeah, why isn't that in here? Potion of fire breathing, potion of greater healing. Wait, they Huh. Wait a minute. 2 potions of healing. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and find potion of healing here.
So I'll just grab it out of the items list. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Give me just a second though, because something ain't right here. Inventory. I think I gave you guys something that wasn't identified when it should have been. Wait a minute. It says it's on. Oh, it's on Tristan. That's part of the reason I can't find it. Bob. Inventory. Potion. Oh, I found it. I found one of them on Bob, anyways. And
It wasn't me.
right. Where is inventory? Right, because those are the ones that I recently gave you guys. Okay, so now they're all identified. Okay, so I'm gonna hit distribute. There we go.
And then you said the herbalism kits, or were they healing kits? I wasn't clear on that.
There's both. There's 2 herbalism kits and 10 healers kits. But I got to be honest, like I'm actually not sure what the difference between them is. So
let me look at this.
Oh, okay.
Hammer. Herbalism kit. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to ability checks you make to identify or apply herbs, and you can create potions.
Yeah, and the healer's kit is for stabilizing creatures without a wisdom check or medicine check.
okay. Do you guys want those as well then?
Well, Snake already had herbalism, so
okay.
I'll snag a herbalism kit and a healer's kit, I guess.
Okay, grab those from the list that you were looking at and just pop them in your
Yeah.
inventory, because they apparently weren't included as part of the chest supplies. Oh, I'm sorry. So there's actually a little bit more. You guys had searched the desk as well, and I'm going to say Tazarath was doing that. When you searched the desk, you also found a letter hidden in a secret compartment. It's written in Dwarvish on a patch of lizard hide. Somebody in the party speaks Dwarvish. I'm pretty sure it's Melrath, so you hand it to him, and it reads, "I don't need your poison anymore. I'll deal with Wurz Saltburn myself. Bring me an elf blade, one with the swirlies carved into the steel, and I'll forget you failed me. And I don't want to see any more of your goons near my post either. The captain is poking around, and I could use a scapegoat. Signed, Gorlak. Or Gorglak, I should say." So I will drop that into here, just in case you might need that letter later, and I will assign it to Tazara. There we go. Boop. Let me see here. Right. So, covered all those things.
Gorglak.
Yes. Okay. I've definitely thoroughly checked everything, and the only other thing that I am uncertain about, does it say? Lower level. Iron ladder. Oh, okay. So the only thing left in here that is of yet unexplored is what's behind that door.
Ah.
Who's going to go poke their head around that door?
Hmm. This is door in the back of the laboratory. Interesting. Past the
beds.
Past the quarters.
Hmm. If they may so be called.
I am going to, or fixer-upper is rather, going to find traps right in front of the door.
Okay. You can find traps, and I'm checking the description. Okay. What you end up finding is I'm going to give you a bit of a freebie because there aren't any traps. But what I can tell you is that you become aware that the other side of the door is barred. Now, that doesn't mean that it's impossible to open the door, but it would take, by your estimation, probably a DC 20 strength check in order to kick it down.
Okay.
Because it's barred from the other side, of course.
All right. So, shall we do the rolling on that?
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and try your luck on that strength check.
Oh, I just missed.
I'm probably not going to succeed.
No, probably not. But
No.
there's a 5% chance of anything. Ooh, Snake came the closest so far. Melroth, you were the hope of the party.
Can Ront run?
Sure.
Can you roll?
Sure.
Ront can roll?
He gets a 15.
Oh, and his modifier is like
no,
3.
That's
with the modifier.
Yeah. The bar on the other side seems to be made of iron, and that is heavily inhibiting your ability to kick down this door. It really will not budge. So unless somebody from the other side suddenly opens it up, I don't think you guys are getting through.
Damn it.
Yeah.
There's no chance that I'd be able to use the acid to my advantage, is there?
Well,
like I don't think I could get it horizontally far enough through the door to melt the iron bar. So no.
Right, and the hinges, of course, are on the other side of the door as well. So that's an issue. So no, unfortunately, the acid would do nothing but scar the door.
Do we have anyone left who hasn't rolled one of our NPCs?
Well, there's... Wait, did Fargus die? No.
Can we throw a fireball at it? Do we have any fireballs left?
We do have one. I don't really know how that would help.
Well, technically, objects in the game take damage just like characters do. So.
Okay.
You could essentially explode open the door with a fireball.
Oh, that's right. Because the iron. Okay, so the iron won't be affected. It's just a matter of exploding the door. Yeah. Okay.
The door is made of what's called Zerkwood, which is just the Underdark equivalent of wood.
I see now. All right. Yeah, I'll use my last fireball to blow up the door.
Hold on.
What?
It's probably got way too many hit points for that anyway. I was thinking I could mold Earth a little bit and then
You and your damn mold Earth.
Actually, that's not a terrible idea, and here's why. The floor underneath this thing is moldable enough that he can actually scoop out some of the earth, and you can get someone small through there, like spider bait.
Oh, convenient.
Or Droki.
Well, Droki's not going to help you. Let's just make that clear. You don't want to open that jar top up.
Just throw the bottle in there.
He's turning a bit blue as it is currently, because Kyle's still considering whether he wants to. Yeah,
no, I don't know. I poked a hole in it.
No, the idea is to keep feeding him so much that he gets obese and
he bursts out of the thing.
Please stop feeding me.
You're sick. I'm just throwing that out there.
You're the one who wants to eat mushrooms.
I just talked about it. I didn't want to eat it.
Okay.
It's called a fetish.
I think we're all getting tired of each other down here in the dark.
Okay, so bringing it back around, one of the other things that Eric threw up was shrink mushrooms. So
Yeah.
that could also get you down underneath here. But like for the purposes of this, all I'm going to say is mold earth allows you to get around the door. Spider goes onto the other side and he flips up
Yeah, he can do it.
Yeah.
Good job, Spiderbait.
On the other side, you find, first of all, it wasn't apparent from the side that you were on, but there are peepholes at a dwarf's eye height. And you can slide those apart or to the side and see into the room that you just came from.
Hmm.
The room to the east is, oh, I should probably reveal it. That might be a thing to do. Bloop. Completely empty, except for an iron ladder that climbs 60 feet to a stone trapdoor embedded in the ceiling. Now, the trapdoor is unlocked, but of course you'll have to open it if you want to see what lies beyond.
Is that the way out of the Underdark? Do we win?
GG.
It was that simple, hidden in a
Yep.
small corner this whole time.
I mean, it could happen, right?
Technically. Roll the dice on that one.
Always a 5% chance. Just
Always
crit.
a 5% chance that the adventure's over.
Okay.
Ah.
Nope, I'm sorry, it doesn't lead out of the Underdark. Anyways, unless you guys intend to go up the trapdoor, that's pretty much it for this room.
Mm,
So is it the trapdoor is above and it leads down to this tunnel, right?
Yeah, it leads. The trapdoor is above you. It leads somewhere you don't know, but one end of the trapdoor leads to this space.
Right, but I'm saying the trap side is on the top and it leads down to where we are.
Yes,
Right.
it is in the roof of this cavern.
Yeah.
And it's 60 feet up from the ground. A big long ladder.
So is anyone feeling adventurous?
I think Ront is.
You just want him to die.
I mean, that wouldn't be terrible.
oh,
Well,
come on.
if you
He's
want
a
to
good
throw
pack mule.
if you want to throw an NPC up there, just send Spiderbait. You just sent him through something
Yeah.
once already. So Spiderbait climbs all the way up to the top, and he is like chattering. Like you guys have not sent him to investigate anything before, and like you guys regularly find yourselves in like deadly situations. So he is not thrilled about this. But you also outnumber him and are much larger and murderous. So he goes up to the top. He very, very cautiously, he kind of like thrusts his hand up and like flings the door open and then cringes on the ladder for a second or two, and then
Poor guy.
an eye pokes open, and then he raises his head up above the level of the door, and he says, "Well, there's a small spiraling tunnel, and I can see on the far end of it. It looks like the Dark Lake docks from up above."
Oh, okay.
This must have been a random back door in between here and the docks, so yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So now you've investigated.
We have
that.
a potential.
Yep.
So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna start moving it around a little bit here.
Can we make sure he shuts the door again, though?
Oh yeah, and in fact, this side of the door can be locked.
Ooh.
So if you care to lock it behind you, that is also an option.
Could you also reveal that part of the map on the zoomed out version, just for good measure?
Oh yeah, that's a fair point. Just so we don't forget about it later. Bloop, bloop.
Thank you.
There we go. Good call. There. So at this point, your options as they currently remain are go investigate the area that Droki was supposed to deliver to, and investigate the entire caverns and see what you find.
I vote we investigate Droki's delivery area.
Same.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement.
Okay, the entire party agrees. It's unanimous. So let me see how I can reveal this. I think it's shift. Yeah. Like that. And then like this. And then like that. There we go. And actually, actually, I'm gonna go like that as well, because if you get to the point where you can see that. So now I'm gonna move the bat. Bat goes to here. I'm gonna delete this pointer so that I don't
Okay.
delete. Let me check something. Okay. So, close that, open this. And I can't read that because you come from a different angle. So I'll just leave this here. Close that, move the map over to here. Okay. So, actually, there's another one of those zoomed in maps. So I'm also down here for this map in particular, 1 square equals 5 feet. And that's relevant because there are a fair number of squares.
Mhm.
Ah! Hold on a second. I lost map mode. There we go. Now, I'm going to grab the bat and move him down to the appropriate map so that there is no question about where we are. Oh, why is he invisible? There we go. So, when you come all the way down to here...
Wait, where is he?
Yeah, scroll all the way down on the map. Like, use the golden emblem and just move all the way to the bottom. And you should see
Oh, I
a
see.
new space revealed. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, oh, wow, that is unfortunate. Let me try something real quick. Oh my God, really? Yup. Okay, so that's about how big that's about how big it has to be in order to fit on this map. Actually, can I go like... Oh, it's relative. You have to zoom in really close. That is highly unfortunate. Okay. Um, huh. So, anyways, when you get down here, what you end up finding is that there's a fungi patch off into the cave at distance, and you can hear some chanting. You can smell some sort of chemicals in the air, and there's a little bit of smoke that might be coming from a campfire or two, wafting out of this particular cave in the direction you're coming. So, yeah. At this point, you can't really see anyone further within. So, you guys just gonna creep forward or what? You gonna send someone to investigate?
We have been sending the bat, haven't we?
Oh,
We've got the bat. We've got Spiderbait. Farkas is actually a fairly decent scout.
yes, he
So
is. He is literally a spy. That is his class.
well, okay. Let's see if he can,
Spy.
sap some sentries
Okay.
or something.
So I'm gonna roll a stealth check for him. Okay. So I know what his stealth score is. Okay. So here's what you guys decide that you're gonna send Fargus in. Fargus salutes. Don't worry, mates, I got this. And then Fargus suddenly whirls around and flattens his face against the cave wall. And then squinches along the cave wall, dragging his face as a stealth mode thing. Everybody in the party can very clearly see him. And that is how he is choosing to hide, to give you a sense of what his role was. So,
Fargus, stop moving forward.
how would you know? You can't see me!
All right, can we put him in the bottle with Droki?
Time out, buddy.
In the bottle.
Timeout bottle for little folks.
Jeez.
All right, can the player characters just stealth roll and see who gets the highest then?
Yeah, absolutely. So you
All right,
guys,
let's do that.
recall Fargus.
Yeah.
That's
Plan B, guys. Plan B.
My terrible disadvantage.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Bob.
Oh, it's your turn, Bob.
It
Apparently.
seems that you might be the person.
All right.
Okay, give me literally just a second. I'm trying to find a thingy that I need. I think it's here, and then here, and then here. And then I just have to zoom in. Okay, so it is...
You're preparing all the enemies we're about to face, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close that, close that. So now I have the thingy that I need.
Mhm.
So you roll your stealth check. It sounds like Bob's going in, yeah?
I'm going in.
How just as a general sense, like, are you going to stick to the walls and like peer around corners? Are you trying to stick to the shadows and wherever you can get? Are you going to go deep with the stealth, or are you going to stay, really close to the entrance and just see what you can see?
What if I got down on the ground and like did a elbow crawl?
That also works, but it's still a matter of like how far are you going to be investigating on your own, and are you sticking to walls or something like that?
Yes, we'll say that.
Okay. Then in that case, are you sticking to the north wall or the south wall?
Let's go with the south.
Okay. So let's see here. Give me just a moment. Okay. So everybody in the party does their best to hide, and since no one can figure out what happened to Bob, he is nominated to investigate further. So, Bob, you slide along the wall, and you are really quiet. You're creeping along the wall, and I think you guys can see on the map. There's those green growths. Those
Hmm.
are those are fungi patches, and there are some natural streams flowing down the cave wall, and it seems to be what's largely feeding this fungi. The fungi, wherever fungi grows in the Underdark, it generally breaks through rock and breaks down rock. So
Hmm.
you tend to find soil in and around fungi patches. So, anyways, there's a whole bunch of different types of fungi that are growing here. Some of them you've even seen in the other patch that you were in just a little bit ago. But a number of them are still new and different to you. And you're sneaking along the southern wall, and I'm going to draw. You get to right here. And as soon as you do, there is an ear-splitting shriek which comes from the northern wall. Suddenly, a large purple shroom capped mushroom starts emitting this noise. It's incredibly loud, and anybody can hear it. It's echoing throughout the cave. It's going crazy. Now, nobody can necessarily see you setting it off, but for whatever reason, this particular fungi is shrieking at the top of its voice? Question mark. You can hear an alarm sound coming from inside the cave. Quickly, what do you do?
Can I eat a shrink mushroom and hide in the patch?
Yeah, there's actually one by your right foot.
Let's do that.
You quickly reach down, grab a pygmy wart, and stuff it in your face. You suddenly find yourself shrunken down and next to a number of, very large mushrooms. You can hear, beyond the shrieking, which is still going, by the way. Give me just a second. There is about, I don't know. Actually, let me unmask some stuff because you did make it there, so I should reveal what you can see from here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 45, 60. Perfect. I'm gonna go like this. You were able to see this much of the cavern from where you were when the shrieking mushroom went off. Those sort of red dots up there, that is the edge of some sort of cage that has been built down here. Um, it looks like somebody took a bunch of dried up barrel stalks and jammed them into the ground and to form this cage. And inside, there's some sort of dog, which you can't really get a good look at from here, that is going ape shit because of the screeching noise. Um, you can hear that there's some sort of Darrow nearby that's like irritated both by the noise and by the dog. It also sounds like there's a number of people up on a platform out some distance, and I'm going to go like this so you can get just a little sense of it. Um, and yeah, it seems that everybody is trying to figure out what's going on, and they're all headed in your direction. Now, for everyone who isn't Kyle and isn't cowardly hiding in a group of mushrooms, what do you do aside from leave your party to your fate?
What I am highly tempted to do, and will only do with approval from you guys, is to take an embiggening mushroom and charge in and try and draw as much fire as possible.
What? Well, you want to lose another character, don't you?
Well, I thought I would just hide until they all came and found like the screaming, but
Well, here's an important pro tip. Like when Chris grows, because he is a melee character, his damage dice for whatever weapon he uses goes up by one. So
Right.
if he had a D6, it goes to a D8. If he had a D10, it goes to a D12. In
But the
fact,
armor class gets worse, right?
the armor class gets a bit worse because it's basically the same description as the enlarge spell. Now, as for the pygmy wart, if you shrink, the opposite happens. You lose a damage on your melee weapons. Now, no matter what size you are, magic is still the same. Magic is magic. So being small and casting doesn't really have a disadvantage except that you might get squashed.
It does improve your armor class too. So
It does, but that also means you take a little bit more damage on every hit. Because if you stomped on a mouse, it would kind of kill it. So that's how they.
so growing or shrinking does affect hit points, is what you're saying?
No, it affects the damage dealt to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how they do that. Growing has no effect on damage dealt to you, but yeah.
Huh.
So I'm just saying, if Kyle continues to stay small and casts from hidden from within the fungi, unless things suddenly target him, he might actually have an advantage in that way. So.
Okay. I throw a? Well, I think I'm going to get ready to throw my one fireball.
So that's what you're going to prep. So we have, I think that's fixed rapper. I need. So is everyone approving Tazarath's action of grow to enormous size and charge in?
Yeah, I want him to get shot at, so that's fine by me.
Melrath? Bob?
sure, just don't step on me.
Okay.
I mean, isn't there a chance that the quote unquote alarm went off and it didn't have anything to do with what Kyle did? I mean, is that a possibility?
Yeah, that is a possibility. I mean, the alarm in air quotes is a large purple mushroom cap. Now, you guys will have an opportunity to try to identify it later. At this particular moment, I'm trying to do tension because you've been caught, as it were, intentionally or otherwise. So I just wanted to,
I see.
get that taken care of. So it sounds like the plan is Tazarath is going to grow to titanic proportions, and Bob has grown to Tinkerbell proportions, and Snake is doing question mark, Melrath is doing question mark, and Fixer Upper is Fireball.
Well, I'll see what Snake can do here.
Okay. Also, can you guys grab all of your characters and bring them down and assemble them down around your bat, except for Kyle, who has to place his character within the fungus as indicated on the map. I want all of your little character doodads down there, and I'm gonna go try to find Ront and everybody else. Spiderbait. Let's see here. Spiderbait. I'm just gonna assemble them on the wall for a minute until I can shrink them down and place them as appropriate. There we go. Zoom way in because, of course, these are small tiles, and I want us to fit all within them. Ront.
I mean, I guess my only question is, wouldn't they come check it out and we could kind of see what we're up against before we do anything? But
Right, but like I'm thinking of the reaction of oh shit, someone has discovered us, yada yada yada, and what would your method of preparation be? And yes, you can still sort of wait and see. Um, yeah, I'm actually going to leave him right here for the moment. I'm going to move this and
So
here and spider bait. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay. Tazarath, I know that you're going to charge forward, but I want you to give me your starting position, and then when it gets to your turn, we'll have you charge, okay?
um, let's see. Starting position would be hereabouts.
Okay. You are taking up 10 feet of space.
Yes, I am biggened myself.
You're very proud of it.
I'm going to put you here. I'm going to move Ron to here. Okay, so perfect. So at this point, everybody roll initiative for me.
I want Ront to be in front. Sorry. There we go.
Okay. And then I'm going to...
Can't roll in it for.
That's fine.
For shit.
Something's not right here.
I think I've gone last in every combat for like the past several sessions.
Well, unfortunately, you don't generally... there we go. You don't generally have a high dexterity, and since that's like the only thing that affects initiative, that kind of sucks. Something's bothering me though.
Well,
They're
that
supposed to be placing some things and they're not. So either I have the wrong map or I need to place them myself. So I'm going to take a second and place some things. Give me a moment and discuss among yourselves. Wow, that is a very large monster for this. Boop, and put that
Great.
there. No. It's just the icon is way too big. The icon makes it look like it's a red dragon or something. There we go.
So each square is 5 feet, correct?
Yes, each square is 5 feet, and that's why I have us all shrunk down so much. Let me grab you. Put you right here.
10,
Shrink.
15, 20.
It's a pretty damn big cavern. There.
Damn it. I was thinking of laying down a web trap, but it would just catch
Not enough
Bob.
space.
It would just get Bob.
I mean,
Even
That's
if I'm
irene.
tiny.
that sounds like your tactics sometimes.
Hey!
And Bob was brutally tortured, but the fixer-upper
I
made
don't-
it away fine.
I don't have any spell slots either.
Oops!
Oh, this might be a fairly difficult combat then.
Yeah, we should. Well, we didn't really get a chance to rest, did we?
Well, I think that what happened was nobody noticed that you needed to rest, and as a result,
That's okay, though. You're giant. You can just take care of everything.
yeah. Hopefully that will. We'll get to test Brett's theory that Chris's character is OP. All for response. Okay. And I'm just making sure that I placed all of these. I feel like I'm short one. Okay, I am short somebody, but they didn't give me a person. Can I duplicate?
Wow.
No. No, I cannot.
Wow, Fireball's range is so much better than Web.
Yeah.
10, 20, 20.
Okay, I'm just going to go with it. We won't worry about that. He was useless anyways. So we're going to start at the top of the initiative order. Oh, I never rolled anything for Tristan. Give me a second. There we go. There's this thingy, and then I'll do initiative. Bloop. There we go. He's still at the top of the initiative order. Great. What will he do, though? That's the question. Let me see. Got a bunch of those left. This mode. He is going to move to here. I think I have to shrink him down a little bit. And he's gonna keep an eye out to see if there are any opportunities to cast a spell. Cool. So next up. Yes.
I'll ask it my turn.
Okay. Snake, you are up and somewhere on the map, presumably.
I'll move forward a bit because we still don't seem to have any contact with the enemy. So
Yeah, the enemy has not quite acted yet. I actually don't. Is that Snake? No, I don't see Snake's icon. Oh, wow, there it is. Okay, so you move up to there. All right, all right. Uh, that's interesting. Ront is up. Ront is going to charge up to here, and he keeping an eye out. And then next is um, Spiderbait. He's going to stay right the fuck where he is. In the event that anyone appears within his range, he is going to attempt to use his short bow. His range is 80 feet.
okay.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. So it's like one square to the right of where Kyle is. That's how far he can shoot from where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, you guys. Okay, let me try this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. The fixer-upper, only because he has exceptional hearing, that shrieking mushroom is still going apeshit. But you can hear some sort of thunderous rhythmic noise coming from the platform. Let's see here. Fargus is up. Fargus, he's going to stay right where he is and take up the same tactic as Spiderbait, but he does not have the same kind of range. Oh, wait, yes. No, he doesn't. He has a hand crossbow. I thought he had a short bow. Melrath, you are up. Move yourself.
Can I cast Silent Image into that bush adjacent from
Yes.
or across from him?
What are you trying to accomplish with Silent Image?
Oh, I was just going to have like someone hiding in there, then pop out when we see someone.
Oh, so you're going to create the image of a creature hiding amongst the mushroom.
Yeah. I guess we'll put I don't know, a goblin.
Okay. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to create this little square, and then I'm going to put it like this, and that's going to represent our Silent Image.
Okay.
Okay. So that is Melrath's turn. Next up in the initiative order is Sareth. Sareth scoots forward a little bit, and he takes position up behind Fargus. Move this to here and go like that. Does that? Yeah. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
There is some sort of horrific dog.
Death dog.
Damn it! I forgot to turn. Let me in fact go through here.
Hey, well, it was my extreme perception. Sorry.
Yeah. I've turned off the ID for everything else, which I had failed to notice was on. Yeah, death dog. You still don't know
Sounds
what
like
a
a bad
death
metal
dog
song.
is, though. So
He kills things.
presumably. Anyways, the
It's the
creature.
best metal song that we've ever done.
Mhm.
The creature is stuck in this cage for the time being, and it is barking and biting, attempting to bite between the cage bars. Next up is the fixer-upper.
Can you delete the targeting that for some reason I have on Snake and Rot?
Yes, cleared.
Thank you.
You had it pre-flagged earlier.
Oh. So I could fling a fireball at it, of course. What's the cage made out of? Can I...
Oh, it's made out of those dried out Beryl stalks.
Oh.
It's kind of like bamboo in its way.
So I could unleash a very wounded, very angry dog of death.
Assuming it survives the fireball, yeah, presumably.
Okay.
I mean, for the moment, it doesn't seem to be capable of making it through.
Okay. Then I don't think I'm going to shoot a fireball right at it. 10, 15, 20.
Okay. Any other action?
I'm just calculating the distance here.
Sure.
Uh,
And actually, here's what I can do. You don't have to. Let me go like this and target. So now if you mouse over your character, um, wait a minute. So there's a line. I thought it used to tell you what the distance was.
it did.
That's a shame. Uh, Wait, maybe can I do a pointer? Does the pointer tell me the distance? No. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Maybe it has something to do with us being zoomed in. I don't know. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,
You know
60,
what? You know what I
70,
think it is.
80, about 85 feet. Yes.
Okay.
You know what I think it is. It's because this map has two different
Two different whats?
scales.
Hmm.
Yeah, that could well be why. Yes.
All right, so I'm not going to waste the fireball at the moment. I'm done with that turn.
Um, okay. So then next up,
Oh, hold on. I just want to. Can I roll for anything on the dog, or am I too far away?
you're too far away. Because
Okay.
dark vision extends out to 60 feet.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah.
60.
And you're sort of only aware of it in, yeah, barely. Anyways, moving
I know
on.
it's a dog. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's also part of the reason you aren't supposed to have any detail on it. So this creature, he can move how far? 30, 5, 10, 15, 20. Or let me try this. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then if he goes to here, he would have range out to 5, 10, 35, 40, 45, 60. He can get that far, which is probably going to be relevant. Let me check one thing. Oh, that's a weird one, but I guess that works. Check one thing. Oh, I like that. Here's what he's gonna. Well, that creature does that, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so I will move this creature to here, and then so you're vaguely aware that there's a wall there, right? That leads up to a platform. It's about 10 foot up. Acknowledge.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
This creature, from what you can vaguely tell, because it's beyond your dark vision radius, there's some
Mhm.
light off in this direct. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a dope. I am incorrect. Let me reveal something that actually makes this relevant. I'm going to go like this. There's a campfire up here. It's shedding actual light, which is part of the reason you can see off this far, and I really should have revealed it sooner. Sorry. More importantly, you see that this creature literally just walks directly down the wall. It appears to
Hmm.
be something Darrow-sized and shaped, but Darrow and Darrow Gar look kind of similar, especially at a distance. So you're not sure if it's a Darrow or a Darrow Gar. But regardless, the creature walks and is standing vertically out from the platform wall, as it were. So that's one
That's
turn.
terrifying.
It is indeed. Bob, you are up.
Can I stay put?
Yes. Now,
Hidden?
if you stay put, just a point of rules for everyone to consider. On your turn, if you choose to take no action whatsoever, you can hold your action with a very specific trigger, such as if an enemy comes within range of magic missile,
Ah,
I will
okay.
cast magic missile. But you cannot move, and you have to be very specific with the trigger. Like that's
Okay.
in the rules, so that you can't just like vaguely say, I'm going to cast a spell. No, you have to
Hmm.
say the specific spell and the specific trigger.
Hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
So for the purposes of that, Kyle, would you like to have a specific trigger?
So I could stay shrunken and just say if someone comes close, I'll cast what is it? Eldritch Blast.
Yes, if any creature comes within 60 feet of you, which I believe is the range of Eldritch Blast, you will cast it as a reaction, meaning that it will actually interrupt their turn.
Okay.
Now, in the event that the initiative order goes from you all the way back around and to you again, that clears the order, and you will have at that point lost your turn in air quotes. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I just want you to be aware that that's when it will expire.
I'm kind of already hidden, so I think I just kind of want to stay put and see what comes.
Okay.
Does that sound bad to anyone, or?
That's perfectly viable.
Okay.
Kyle, roll a quick wisdom check for me. It's free.
I'm smart, I promise.
Okay, that's good enough. Since it is also a free action, you may wish to roll a nature check and see if you get lucky to identify that fucking fungus that is making all this racket.
Okay. I just thought of something though. My magic rod,
Mm-hmm.
giggity.
Mm-hmm.
It lets me regain one warlock spell slot
There you go.
as my action. So let's do that.
Oh. In addition,
The rod of the
action.
pact keeper.
Sure enough. Okay. So let me check your actions. I have given you back a spell slot.
Cool.
You can still roll nature though, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's a free action.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Not good enough. It's a mushroom and it's very loud. So you are sure, however, that it's purple. So moving
I'm
on.
smart.
The next set of creatures are skipped because they're doing things, and now it is Tazarath's turn.
Beast mode.
I guess. 1, 2.
Okay,
I want you to
hold it
trip
right there.
over something.
Wait, hold it right there. When you get to here, when you get to here, whoa, hold on a second, I'm trying to, about here, that's better. Watch very closely on the map. Are you watching?
Yes.
What does that say?
So how did other people get past that? That's weird.
I
All
know.
right.
I was watching exactly where their path took them in case in case somebody else tripped it before you, but you were also directly on the edge of it. And
Wow, I
so
got really lucky with Snake.
you got supremely lucky, and I was sitting here. I had to mute it because I was laughing so hard. So yeah. So
Okay, how badly do I die? Do I get eaten
Sorry,
by
so
ninjas
here's
again?
the thing.
Gotta
Here's
mute
the thing,
myself
and
here.
this is the best part. It is a 10-foot trap door. It had been covered up with a whole bunch of cave floor detritus to look like part of the cave floor. The pit is 10 foot deep, and a creature falling into the pit automatically fails its saving throw, and it takes
Who's crying? That's wrong.
11.
We've already lost one character in this adventure.
I know. So here's the thing. Tazarath steps forward and then suddenly and violently falls into a trapdoor. And as he falls, he takes some damage, bouncing off the sides of the pit all the way down to the bottom. And when he lands in it, he suddenly feels an incredible burning sensation. And you can hear a sizzle coming from down in the bottom of this pit. And
Oh God.
that sizzle is from a green slime that's been left at the bottom of this pit and has now attached itself, and at the beginning of each of his turns, until the slime is scraped off or destroyed, he will take an additional 1d10 acid damage. Oh, so let me modify your hit points accordingly. You've taken 11 damage.
Acid, you've betrayed me.
And so let me see here.
Wait a second. One thing. Hellish rebuke. Damaged by a creature. Does the green slime count?
Yes, absolutely.
I can hellish rebuke it.
Give me
Nice.
just a second, because they actually didn't give me the stats for the green slime, which is massive oversight on their part. Oops. Green. Maybe I have to look under slime. Green. Apparently there aren't stats for a green slime. That does not sound right. Let me grab the monster manual.
That means he wins.
Ugh, Monster Manual. It actually, I have a feeling that what it really is that there's some trap described in the DMG. I believe it's going to be listed under oozes.
All right, I'm back. I got some water.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
The acid's being used to something else's advantage and not mine. I am
Yeah.
vexed.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about, well, actually that might be a bit much. I'll use that. I found a stat block that I'm going to use. I did not find what I was looking for. I think I'm good to go. So, go ahead.
Okay, I can hellish rebuke green slime itself.
Yes.
Okay. It
All right. Failed to save.
Ugh. Okay.
Instant death.
Wait, it had hit points?
Apparently.
Oh, it had 0 hit points. That's why it's instant death.
Oh.
Give me a split second. I'm looking up one last thing just to make sure because I think it might actually be listed under traps. And let me see here. Diseases, poison.
Does it cause an explosion or something?
No.
Then you get poisoned and acidified. You melt.
It turns out it was a nitroglycerin ooze, and you should have identified it. Ha ha ha.
That's evil.
New cure.
There was a really great movie. I'll talk about it when we're closing out for the night. Because if you haven't seen it, you really should. It's very good, especially like for those of you like Kyle who has never played D&D before. Now that you have and have an appreciation for the game and like how things go, yeah. So
How
anyways,
certain people keep dying.
well, no, just like moments like this that can be really unfortunate.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Oh, pit! I found it. Pit. Simple pit, hidden pit, locking pit, spiked pit. Nope, nothing here. So I've made my own house ruling. We're moving on. So you have done a significant amount of damage. The creature actually, you've taken out about a quarter of the creature's size with that hellish rebuke as it burns away from the infernal flames. Next up, we go back to the top of the. Wait a minute. Yeah, back to the top of the initiative order. Wait, that's a bonus action, is it not?
Yes.
If you would like to attempt to climb out of the pit, you can do so with an athletics check.
I will give it a shot. Do I get a bonus because I'm
Huge. Yes, I will apply the bonus after you roll the number.
okay? Oh God!
So Tazarath, you reach out in an attempt to grab the cave wall, and let me just say, in your defense, that slime is a wriggly little bitch, and you accidentally kind of like get it on your hand, and then you try to climb up the wall, and it's just it doesn't work. It ends up
And it's hilarious.
you can't make any traction at all this turn, and I'm so
Somebody
sorry.
save me from my incompetence, please.
You need to make a new character.
Oh my
This
God.
one wasn't good enough.
That roll though, yeah. So now I can actually skip your turn. Moving back to Tristan. Actually, does he have anything that could actually help you for once? Like, could someone? Where did it
Wow,
go?
for once.
Wow.
Hold on a second. Let me switch to standard. Okay. Wait, why did that not show up under combat? Because it's not a spell he has prepared. Okay.
Wonderful.
Oh, he does actually help you out. He's going to use his action to. Okay. He uses his action to cast Mold Earth, which creates a bit of a ramp down the side of the pit. And you have a chance now, a better chance, due to size and the bonus from this loose earth ramp to get up out of the pit on your turn. So that's going to be his
Oh.
action.
So you just
Somebody
don't want to roll a
cares.
1 again.
Yeah, that would be advisable. Snake, you are up. Might want to avoid that pit, buddy.
Uh,
There's not a lot of room down there on top of everything
yeah, I
else.
think I won't be moving in that direction. Yeah.
Do you guys now know why the NPCs did not move forward?
Hmm.
Oh shit! Is there another one?
What there could be,
Oh jeez.
but you guys hadn't had the opportunity to search. Like in fairness, the alarm went off and you acted.
I'm not sure it's an alarm. The annoying mushroom went off.
But Snake, now that's your turn, what will you be doing?
How far is the mushroom? Can I target it?
Let me see here. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet from you. And yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
I gotta bring up his stats, but go ahead. I'll figure it all out. Here.
I don't really think it's doing anything besides being annoying, though.
Well, it is doing specifically that. So, wait a minute. Oh, I have the wrong creature title. Sorry. Okay. Now I have the correct stat. So if you choose to target it, that you can do. Also, because it's 30 feet from you, you can try to identify it if you'd like.
Yeah, well, I'll do that first.
Okay. Let's
It's
roll
nature,
that.
right?
Nature. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
You have no idea. It's actually really hard to concentrate with that horrific noise.
It's still purple, though. I can tell that.
Actually, let me just make sure that I was right about the color. Yeah, actually, according to this, it doesn't mention color, and I'm deciding it's purple. Yes, violet. Okay, so I'm going to keep that stat block just in case I need it. What else will you do? I mean, it's also a fungus, so, like, you know, if you do decide to attack it, I think you have Firebolt.
What the hell? I can't do anything else, so let's try and kill it.
Kill it with fire!
Say goodbye.
That's what I will do.
Wait, no, it's not beside me, is it?
No, it's not. It's on the north wall.
Jerk.
So yeah, I will.
Actually, you know what? Just for the sake of this, let me go like this real quick. I'm gonna put it on the map, and it's not that big. Sorry.
Okay.
Right about here. This is the creature in question.
Am I targeted, or should I dump it on its head, or?
Oh,
the,
that's a good question. Let me snake. There. Unable to target token not linked to combat tracker entry. Oh, I see the problem.
Oh.
Let me go like where did it appear? Unidentified creature reveal. Okay. Let me just remove this token just in case so that I can grab this token and then
Oh, it's hideous.
it is. There. So now when I target it,
So I'll just dump it on the 14 order. Okay.
there you go. You hit.
I wounded it, guys.
Yes, but you dealt double damage.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. It's weak against fire.
Weak against fire. As mentioned in the text for this adventure, but not the monster manual entry. Moving on. Next up is Ront. Do you guys have anything in particular you want Ront to do, or what?
Attack the screaming mushroom.
Okay. Ront moves into position, pulls out his great axe. Where's the creature? There it is. He hits.
Naturally hits.
He almost got a crit. And hacks at the creature, dealing significant damage. And actually,
Is it still screaming?
it dies. He severs the creature's mushroom cap in twain, and it expires and ceases to make noise. Next up, that would be the green slime pit trap. But it doesn't actually get a turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Spider bait. Spider bait, now that he's aware of the trap, will move to about here. He takes up position. He cannot use his hold action. Who is this? Oh, I know who this is. You got 40 feet. Let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Bloop. Okay. From around where the platform is, you now that the shrieker has stopped, the only thing left is the barking of the dog, which makes it incredibly easy for every person in the party to hear the thunderous footsteps of a massive charging creature. It's a large creature in terms of size, which means it takes up
Mm.
10 feet of space. The creature is incredibly ugly. It has two heads. It has long braided beards. It has tusks sticking out from its lower jaw, and it is wielding clubs. And it has a loincloth on, and
Thankfully.
a big hairy belly extruding out above it. It sees Ront and roars in challenge, and Ront roars back, unintimidated. Fargus, however,
Naturally.
Damn right he does.
moves into position, avoiding the trap, and is going to prepare to fire if anything gets close enough. Not that's hold an action, it's just narrative. Melrath, you are up.
And I'm going to move my silent image forward 5 spaces. If you
Yes, I can. Unless I'm not in the appropriate mode. How do I get out of map mode? There it is. Right about here. Yes?
a few more spaces.
Okay. Sorry, I'm resizing the cube here for a second. Okay, there's no perfect size. That's fine. How about here?
Yep, that's fine, and that's my turn.
Okay. That's Melrath. Sareth is also similarly going to move up to about here. That's his turn.
Death dog.
The unidentified creature that is totally not a death dog has no action. Fixer Upper, it is your turn. You are currently targeting said unidentified creature that is totally not a death dog. So I cleared it.
All right. It's 20-foot radius fireball, right? So
Correct.
can I catch N and then, or what's N? Is that a campfire? Now I'm confused on what N is.
Hold on just a second. I'm trying to draw out a 20-foot square. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
But fireball doesn't explode in a square, does it?
It's a radius.
It's a circle, and I said the wrong thing.
I'm
but
kidding.
You're totally correct. This is a 20-foot sphere. So yes, you can absolutely catch both creatures in it if you care to.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, hold tight for a second while I get all the appropriate targeting set up.
Okay.
There. All right, you're good to go.
Oh, last fireball.
I know. I'm gonna miss it. If only I could be a mage.
Let's have a moment of silence until it explodes.
A moment of explosive silence. Yes.
If only
So
you
just
meant-
roll it. All
I
right.
meant until
Yeah.
it explodes.
Teammate killing things forever.
Okay, so it looks like
They both fail.
Oh wow. So it's narrative. Well, not narratively. Both creatures fail. The large creature fails by like a lot. The smaller creature seems to have some resistance to the magic, but your magic is strong enough to overcome his resistance. So you may roll damage.
Okay.
Damage. It's a lot of dice.
Oh. The creature that was standing on the cave wall, known as N, is currently bloodied.
Cool.
The large creature, however, is angry.
Uh-oh. Just say they better be.
Just gonna delineate that there for you. N is up now, and I'm gonna get rid of this because you're out of fireball. So pointers,
I'm gonna miss it.
remove.
Can we buy another one?
He's got 30 feet of movement. They're sadly rare, but you might find another one if you get real lucky. Wait a minute. That's a bonus action? Ah.
We haven't leveled in a while either. When are we going to do that?
At the end of this combat, in fact.
Yay!
Okay, so
If we
5,
win.
10, 15,
If some of us don't die.
30.
Or fall in a pit again.
If they
Yeah,
can
my
survive.
incompetent flailing will gain me a level.
Yeah, you really deserve it.
You might hit an enemy while you're flailing.
25, 30, 40, 45. I mean, in fairness to poor Chris here, did anybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. In fairness to poor Chris here, you can learn a lot from falling into a pit cut with a green slime at the bottom where it constantly burns at and eats your flesh. Namely, not to do that anymore, and that's worth a level.
There you go.
Anyways, the creature, unidentified at this moment, he rushes out away from the wall, and he makes it a pretty good distance. And then when he gets to that point, he begins to mutter and do motions that you all have seen before. You've seen it before many times. It looks like you're facing another warlock. And as he pulls together all of those different symbols and chants, everybody can suddenly see a brimstone swirl around Melrath, and the result of which is that Melrath, in the event that you have to make any strength saving throws, you make those at disadvantage.
Okay.
There may be additional effects as well, but since you know what the spell is, but in addition to which, he casts. Is this the one I think it is? Okay. He's going to attempt to cast this again on you. Oh, that's not good. A green ray streaks across the battlefield. It goes right towards Melrath, but Melrath, knowing that he's been targeted already with one spell this round, easily manages to sort of matrix that shot, and it impacts against the cave wall harmlessly.
Well, I know what a green spell is. That was Avada Kedavra.
Could well be.
So can I roll anything to identify yet?
Identify what?
N.
Sort of. Give me just a second. Yes, but basically the information you're going to get is his race, what kind of creature he is, as opposed to like super specific things about everything that's going on with him.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I throw... If I throw Eldritch Blast at him, or a cantrip, would that lose my advantage of being hidden, or...
No, in fact, you'll get to make it at advantage. So what I would do if I were you is, since you want to identify him, do that first.
Oh, well, I didn't think I would gain much. What should I roll?
Arcana.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to identify him. The name isn't going to tell you much, but that's fine. You have identified that this creature is a Darrow. It seems to have some sort of shimmery armor on it at the moment, which is probably a spell. Oh, hold tight for a second. I see where I went wrong. Let me go like this for just a second. Where is it? Where did it go? I think this is it. Yeah, but how do I activate it? Activate spell. Activate the spell. There we go. I hand waved it. Anyways, sorry about that. He has a shimmery armor on, which is probably the effect of a spell. You know that Darrow are insane, and that insanity actually gives them advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. Darrow are also naturally magic resistant, which is how they eventually manage to escape their Mind Flayer overlords. and they have a sunlight sensitivity. So if they're ever in sunlight, they have issues on perception checks. However, from the attire, you have also affirmed that this creature is definitely a warlock. And so the magic resistance, by the way, says that he has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. So it is particularly fortunate for Brett that fireball actually ended up hitting him at full blast.
Hmm.
So that's your info.
Okay.
Also, you were talking about, I think it was Eldritch Blast. He does not
Yes.
have resistance against Eldritch Blast.
Cool.
He doesn't have resistance against rays in general, right? Because it's not save.
Yeah, anything that is an attack roll, he does not have resistance against.
Okay.
So, whoops.
Okay. You managed to hit. Okay. So you blast him with an Eldritch Blast. He looks a lot worse for the wear. It has torn off a section of his outfit, and he's kind of heaving at the moment a little bit from having sustained the blow. And at this point, there was chanting that was going on this entire time, and that chanting very abruptly stops.
Okay.
So I'm going to start moving stuff. I got to figure out what's what here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Moves to there.
It wasn't the fucking mushrooms again, was it?
10, 15, 20, 30. No, it was not the mushrooms. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then that'll be about the same for him, so he'll move to here-ish. It's kind of hard to tell where the squares are. And then, so all of those creatures have acted. And then, Tesserath, you're up.
Could be.
I'm gonna do my best to get out of this friggin'.
Roll them bones.
I believe in you. No, I don't.
Oh, Chris. So...
Even with the ramp.
Yeah, actually, that's a fair point. No, actually, you do manage to escape. You still end up taking 7 points of acid damage. You're at 18. So you've been bloodied by that, but you managed to escape the pit. The pit persists, however, and the slime is still at the bottom. So, whoa, I don't want to move the trap. I want to move the U. Where's the U? Does that work? Holy shit, you're here.
He's mad.
He ate
Yeah.
another mushroom, actually.
There you go. You can rearrange yourself.
Then he falls into a bigger trap.
It turns out there was one right between the fungus that no one discovered.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have all of your movement but 10 feet.
Well, as I move forward, I'm going to poke both the ceiling and the floor with my spear.
Okay, then you're not going to be able to take any other action, just so you know.
Don't you have like a healing potion or something?
Don't I have a what?
Healing.
A healing potion? You could top yourself off since you're not going to get in combat.
Yeah, I'm gonna friggin' use that.
Okay, are you still going to walk forward since you won't be able to check if you swig your potion?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand where I am.
Okay.
Somebody else can check for traps.
And actually, I hate to say it, but since it is actually 9:03, in the interest of ending on time, we should probably just leave it in the middle of combat. So since we just finished up an initiative round, so I'm gonna put that there, and then I'm gonna kick this up to the top of the round. I'm gonna set this to round 3. There we go, and then we can pick up here next time. Now, wow.
How much does Potion of Healing do?
Potion of Healing. It is 2d4 plus 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you back 6 hit points.
Isn't it plus 4?
Oh, it is plus 4. So go. Oh, shit. I applied it to the wrong character. Sorry about that. So that's 10. So you're at... There we go.
So incompetent that I wound up healing.
Yep.
You drink it and somehow he feels better. Mystery. Give me just a second. There was one last thing that I was trying to find. No.
Why did Tazarath get out of bed this morning?
The world may never know. There is a movie called Gamers: The Darkness Rising. It is absolutely hilarious. It is very cheaply done, but it's still quite funny. And if you guys have the opportunity to see it or rent it, I recommend it. It's very, very D&D related, and that was the movie I was talking about earlier. But for now, thank you guys so much for playing, and I will stop the stream.